Oh my God. Chelsea Football Club. What are you cooking? What are you actually cooking over here? Please tell us. Tell us all.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what? I didn't want to pay too much attention to this news. We did a stream earlier on today, and some people just before I ended the stream were saying, "Hey, Miz, latest news from Simon Phillips. Check it out." And it was about Neymar, and I didn't want to pay too much attention. And I still don't want to, have my expectation that this can happen. And we're going to explore both sides of the coin on this one, the pros and the cons. I still don't think this is possible, but is there an outside chance? I don't know. Todd Boehly is a madman. He's looking for a marquee signing, as you guys know. So you can never rule out, from a business standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, Neymar is going to bang. Merchandise will be sold left, right, and center. But this is the latest news, which, to be honest, it's not really latest news. This incident happened during the World Cup. It's just the news is now coming into fruition at the moment again because of all sorts of doubts about Neymar's future in PSG. You would have seen recently, if you haven't seen the footage, please go check it out on all over social media, all over internet. Some of the recent backlash that Neymar has had, along with Lionel Messi as well, from PSG fans. They simply don't want to do anything with Neymar and Messi anymore. So, look, I think it's safe to say that for Neymar to stay in PSG, it's almost impossible now. Like, the fans don't want him. I don't think he really wants to be there. Yes, he's on a long-term contract, but I'm pretty sure that can be, negotiated as to what needs to be done. Whether they rescind that, terminate that, whether he goes on a loan. Maybe a loan move is probably more suitable at this stage, where PSG just bears almost 100% of that wage, as close as possible, for something to happen. Because at the moment, I feel like next season, Neymar and Messi, I don't think they're going to be at PSG. We'll see what happens. But this is the news that's floating around, which is from Julian Laurence. PSG chairman Nasser al Khelaifi met with Todd Boehly in February to discuss a possible deal for Neymar between the two clubs. Neymar is ready to leave PSG this summer and would prefer a move to the Premier League. Now, if Neymar was to leave, for argument's sake, there's not too many clubs out there that can afford him. Definitely, I think his preference is Barcelona. He's been going around liking all sorts of Barcelona stuff on Instagram. Do check out Neymar's Instagram. He's consistently liking all of these Barcelona stuff. So if it is in La Liga, he would love to go to Barcelona. I highly doubt Barcelona is going to be able to, afford the wages of Neymar and Messi. Messi seems like he will return back to Barcelona. And this is why there seems to be a big clear out at Barcelona, just to make the wage room for Messi. I can't imagine how they bring both Messi and Neymar. So it's not going to be anyone in La Liga. I can't hardly see anyone else being able to afford Neymar's services. Real Madrid could, but he ain't going to Real Madrid, that's for sure, after being, so prominent for Barcelona. In the Premier League, yeah, that's the only destination. You've got the likes of Chelsea, you've got the likes of Manchester City, perhaps. You've got the likes of Man United. Newcastle has been rumored with someone like Neymar. Now, look, let's talk about the pros and cons, right? From a Chelsea perspective, I can't really comment on other clubs. From our perspective, would a player like Neymar be fantastic for us? Of course. His creative nature, his vision, his technical ability, his finishing, it's going to be stupendous. His charisma, his character, the marketing side of things as well. He's so marketable. The experience he brings, the players are going to be in awe, absolute awe, looking at him. However, the cons. He's injured. He's non-stop injured. And in a physical league like the Premier League, I worry. He's getting battered left, right, and center in PSG, and he's almost, half of the season he's generally out. It's going to be detrimental to bring him in, and I'm pretty sure the Premier League clubs will be targeting him if he does come in. And they're not going to allow him to showboat around like that. So that's one thing, the physicality side of things. And you've seen it in international level as well. Like when teams, whether it's in Copa America, whether it's in World Cup, when teams aim to get at Neymar, he can be broke. He can be broke and he can be injured for a long time. So that's one thing. Second thing, wages. What type of contract? If it's on a loan, okay, that's the only way I can see it working out. If PSG allow this guy on a loan where they bear most of the wages, nearly 100%, maybe 90% at least. So that's probably one thing. But if it's a full straight up transfer, I don't think we can afford this salary, man. He's on some incredible wages in PSG. So there's no way with the financial fair play issues that's looming above Chelsea Football Club at the moment that we can afford this. So on a long-term basis, I don't think this can happen. Short-term loan, just so he can see out the contract at PSG, maybe something to look at. But the other factor is, how's he going to be his character? I mean, is it too much of a huge character for Chelsea Football Club, considering, we want to try and create a team. We don't, Poch, I have to do some research as to how Poch's time was with Neymar. Was he able to handle players like Neymar and Mbappe and Messi and the likes? I don't want Poch to have all sorts of distraction. Someone like Neymar is going to bring so much attention to your football club, some unnecessarily, let's be honest, because he's a headline. He's an absolute headline. Do you know what I mean? He will sell articles. He'll get you clicks. So you'll get the likes and the retweets and the subscriptions, all of that. So, do we want that next season? We're already in the mud this season. We need to come back to some sort of normality next season. Pochettino, needs to be the main guy. For me, Poch has to be the main guy. No players. Poch has to be the number one guy, and then the players sort of hopefully can buy into Poch's ideology and structure and organization. Personally, I don't know, man. I don't think bringing in someone like Neymar just creates a whole heap of havoc on top of that. So, look, is he a fantastic player? Of course he is. Is he a player that I probably would have wanted under Thomas Tuchel? Yes. When Thomas Tuchel was the manager last summer, I was vouching for someone like Neymar because we lacked that creativity. But now, our direction has gone somewhere else now. Do you know what I mean? Under this new ownership and where we are in the table, I just can't entertain this anymore, man. I need stability at Chelsea Football Club, and someone like Neymar, I think, will just make us a lot more unstable. And considering all the other factors, his injury, his wages, as we said, if it's a loan and PSG bears all of it, fair enough. But the dynamics of the team as well. I mean, you don't want this guy to be the main character syndrome sort of player. Do you know what I mean? So that's my thought, ladies and gentlemen. You let me know what you feel about Neymar. Personally, I can't see it happening, but you can never say never, to be honest, because he wants to leave PSG, and there's only a handful of teams that can get someone like Neymar, and it's got to be Premier League teams. So watch this space. Let me know what you feel about this particular news, ladies and gentlemen. Would love to hear. Chelsea have sounded out Atletico Madrid over ways to keep Joao Felix permanently. After a series of calls, Atletico continue to demand 88 million, 100 million euros for him, but are open to another loan deal at cost of about 16 million pounds. This is approximately what we paid this season. Chelsea have also expressed their desire to reduce Felix's asking price through swap deals. That's something we can definitely look into, swap deals, if they're keen to do that. Look, I'm open for another loan deal. It is a hefty price, 16 million, but at 88 million, Joao Felix simply hasn't done enough to warrant that level of price tag for me to go out there and buy him for that amount of money. Don't forget, we are going to get N'Golo. So a loan deal for 16 million, one more season, let's check him out under Pochettino. Would Pochettino appreciate a player like him? I think he would. Does he have the skill set? Is he, from an attacking standpoint, a fantastic player? Of course he is, but I needed to see a lot more this season. But this season has been a shambolic season. Every player has done poorly. So I'm willing to give him another chance next season on a loan, no problems. And also, if there is a swap deal opportunity, the likes of Lukaku, and now we've got news over here, Atletico Madrid are interested in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Marc Cucurella. Both players are facing uncertain futures. Look, Marco Correa is someone I still have massive hope on, man. Massive hope that he's going to do well. But if he's struggling to adapt to Chelsea Football Club, Ian Martin just around the corner. I love Ian Martin. You know how much I love Ian Martin. Always loved him ever since he debuted for Chelsea way back during Frank Lampard time in a FA Cup, I believe, against Plymouth, maybe. I think that was the game. So there is a situation brewing there. We've got Chilwell on a contract extension that was done recently. So yeah, player swaps. Aubameyang, Marco Correa for Joao Felix. Anything to reduce that price as much as we can. If there is an opportunity, why not? But as I said, Marco Correa is someone I don't want to lose hope, man. I still have good faith that he's going to come good for us because of what I've seen at Brighton. Pat Nevin, the goal by Joao Felix was an overdue reward for him being among the liveliest and probably the most creative looking player this season at the club. There you go. I mean, this is Pat Nevin saying the truth about Joao Felix, and stuff that many of us believe as well. There is a small portion that thinks that he's overrated massively. His third league goal brings his Chelsea ratio close to his career average of 1 goal in roughly every 4 appearances. Not bad at all for that position. Certainly, he has always wanted to get on the ball and try to make things happen. So, look, he could have got a lot more goals this season. He really could have got a lot more goals. Few posts, few bars that he's hit against Dortmund, I believe against Leicester as well. So he could have had a lot more. But yeah, once again, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to Joao Felix. Would you be open for another loan? Perhaps some swap deals as well with Atletico Madrid? Let me know. Chelsea and Arsenal are following Romeo Lavia. Let's see if another club will join the race. He's on Chelsea's list, waiting for new manager to be confirmed with Pochettino as the favorite. Look, I'm open for Romeo Lavia. I think more than a number 6, I like him as a number 8. I think he can score goals. He will develop into a monster, I personally feel. All the matches I've seen so far this season of Romeo Lavia, physical, blockbuster, got the pace, got the ball playing ability, got the off the ball work rate as well. So for me, I think this player, if we can snatch him with Southampton being relegated, most likely, if we can snatch him for cheap, nothing like the 50 million that we tried to offer last summer. If we can snap him for cheap, add him into our midfield, I think he can be a superb addition for us down the track. No doubts about that. So I'm not surprised there are other clubs like Arsenal who are interested as well. Mauricio Pochettino pinpoints 5 Chelsea starts to build team around after agreeing deal. Pochettino wants to rebuild Chelsea from the back and sees N'Golo Kanté as pivotal to providing the protection he needs in front of the back four. Your young defenders Benoit Badiashile and Levi Colwill are also safe, along with fullbacks Reece James and Ben Chilwell. So none of those names actually surprise me. Yeah, I would definitely try and build a team around those names. But one thing I have to say, this is where I feel like mirror Darren. And look, his news is getting floated around in all of the Chelsea news Twitter accounts out there. Pochettino wants to rebuild Chelsea from the back and sees N'Golo Kanté as pivotal to providing the protection he needs in front of back four. Come on. N'Golo Kanté is not a defensive midfielder. Yeah, he can provide defensive cover off the ball if we're sitting back and our position's coming at us. He can, get you interceptions. He can, win the ball back as well, again, by counter pressing. But N'Golo Kanté is not disciplined enough to stay back and protect the back four. He will always favor to bomb forward. This is why sometimes he finds himself in the box, sometimes he finds himself in the wings. That's the nature of N'Golo Kanté. So this portion from Mirror Darren, I don't know, man. I think this is where I feel like you're making up some news here, because from the matches that we've seen of Kanté play, he's by far is not a defensive midfielder. By the way, what a fantastic equalizer from Manchester City. I've actually got one eye on the Manchester City match versus Real Madrid. What a goal from Kevin De Bruyne off the back of that first half. Blockbuster from Vinicius Jr. Heritage football at its finest with Real Madrid, but Manchester City has just leveled things up. Camavinga actually gives the ball away. He's actually had a very, very good game, and Grealish picks the ball up. then lays it off to, oh, what a hit from KDB to beat Courtois. Wow, what a goal. But yeah, that's a bit about N'Golo Kanté and Pochettino. Chelsea's decision to offer Mauricio Pochettino the permanent head coach job could help get N'Golo Kanté's proposed contract renewal over the line. Sources have told Telegraph Sport that the Argentine and Kanté share mutual appreciation for one another. Perfect. Why not? Look, I'm more than willing to keep N'Golo Kanté. We need some sort of leadership. We need some sort of familiarity next season, some sort of experience in midfield. The right structure, right organization, hopefully given by Pochettino, we'll get the best out of N'Golo Kanté and we'll get the best out of the team as well. We've seen N'Golo Kanté under Thomas Tuchel, that fine moment in the Champions League, 3 back-to-back man of the match, I believe man of the match in the Champions League final as well. So hopefully Pochettino can get those days back, and yeah, why not? Hopefully by the end of this week we get the news of Pochettino being the next Chelsea manager being announced. And then straight after that, good news about N'Golo Kanté will be much appreciated. Rio Ferdinand on Conor Gallagher. He's fighting to stay at the club along with a few of the other players there, fighting to stay under this new ownership when the new manager comes in. I think he's still got a lot to do. I'm sure he'd love to stay there. Look, why wouldn't he love to stay at Chelsea Football Club? There's a lot of optimism, I feel, next season now. Do you know what I mean? With Pochettino and the kind of work that hopefully we're going to do off season to get rid of a whole heap of players and the additions that we're going to do, and looking forward to the preseason. Obviously, he'd want to stick around. Look, the thing I have to say about Conor Gallagher is he's Chelsea through and through. He does care. He truly does care. Gallagher. Look, I need a lot more ability, but I don't just need, cardio sessions every single game. The energy is great, the intensity is great. Look, could we do with him as a squad player? Yeah, fair enough. But financial fair play is a big thing that, as I said, that's looming above us. And if we are able to get 40 million for this player, because he was touted by Everton in the January market window for 40 million. So if we can get that level of money for Gallagher, I say so. Players like Romeo Lavia, hopefully we get a DM as well. Enzo Fernandez is still around. I don't know if Mason Mount sticks around. I only want one of Mace or Gallagher. If Mace stays, Gallagher needs to leave. And if Mace goes, okay, then Gallagher perhaps gets the opportunity to be a squad player. But I'm more than happy to get rid of. Look, I'm happy to keep Mount, but if he needs to go because we can't strike a deal, more than happy for both of them to leave, honestly, and then upgrading those areas with a lot more technical ability. So look, I can't picture how Gallagher becomes a starter for us. I know now under Frank Lampard he's doing the job, but once Poch comes in, unless he technically develops next season a lot more, I can't see how he starts in a long stint for Chelsea Football Club. I'd see him as a squad player at best. And then there's the whole Ruben Loftus-Cheek situation as well. We need to get some of these players out and just upgrade in these situations. We are pleased to announce the Thiago Silva crowd surfer banner in the Matthew Harding lower is ready for its debut against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. We're going to wrap it up with this news, and what a brilliant way to wrap it up with this news. He deserves it. I can't believe Thiago Silva all this time hasn't had a banner yet. You get all sorts of banners for all these players. Thiago Silva, more than anyone, deserves it the most. I'm so glad that banner will be there. It'll be a crowd surfer. Can't wait to see that against Nottingham Forest at Stamford Bridge, which would be fantastic to see in the Matthew Harding lower. So brilliant situation, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know how you feel about all the news we've talked about. Neymar, N'Golo Kanté, the midfield situation, Conor Gallagher. Do you want to keep him? Do you want to let him go? Let me know. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you have. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. And this match, I'm going to move back into this match, Man City versus Real Madrid versus Man City. Wow, what a blockbuster at the Santiago Bernabeu. Till next time, see ya.